on 17th night I reached Delhi airport.
Okay.
And they were having a team of doctors sitting before the immigration, and there the doctors were asking for a declaration form. I think the government had released a declaration form. We had to fill in all the details in that, which I did. And there was a machine, I think, that was there, which was assessing your body temperature. So that was there. So some people, they did like tell them to, quarantine for 10 days, 15 days, and things like that. For me, my declaration form had like cleared stamped on it. I mean, I was still did not have symptoms, and then still I was like self quarantining anyway because I wanted Mama Papa to be safe, right? Until the 21st morning at around 4 o'clock, I felt some chest pain and like sore throat. So I was like, these two things are happening together. This is a signal. I should get it tested on my own. They've not come, it's okay.
Yeah.
So I called Papa and I told him, I was like, see, I think I should get it tested. Dad by then had told district magistrate, and he said that I'm sending a team. The team will take her swab. They came and took the swab sample for me on the 21st morning, and 22nd was when I was like declared positive. In the morning, one of the doctors called my dad and he said that, they've accepted her sample at AIMS and they find merit in the case. So she might be positive and you should put her in isolation. I think 11:30 or 12ish, there was a newspaper report that came with my name on it, my credentials on it, my age, my area of residence, and my family background, my dad's name. We started getting calls. I started getting messages from my friends saying that Gunjan, you're positive. I was like, I'm not sure I'm positive. I've not been told that I'm positive. I mean, to that extent that until I landed the AIMS premises and they checked my vitals there, and then I asked the doctor, I was like, man, can you tell me whether I'm positive or not? Then he says finally that no, you're a confirmed positive. And I was put in a isolated room, and I was told by the doctor that we are going to do this symptomatic treatment because there's no cure as such. So whatever you know is what everyone else knows about the disease. So then the next day, or I think the day after, all the people who they came up with the contact list that they have to under the directions of the government. So all the people who were in the house, who came to the house, they'd made a list of that and they sort of tested all of them. And 25th, my dad's swab was found positive. What happened was that I told my London friends who I'd met before leaving and all that, you guys self quarantine and all. They were in close contact with me. They did not develop any symptoms, and the incubation period now, thankfully, is over, so they'll not get it. So it was definitely not in London that I got it. I think I got it while in transit while coming from London to Delhi. Because later on, I got to know that on the same flight, there were other positive cases that were found. So there might be somebody who was positive on that flight and did not disclose. When I initially entered this thing, the doctor said that you have to do pranayam, you have to do deep breathing exercises, and like take steam, drink a lot of hot water, and like ensure that you're doing deep breathing exercises, pranayam every day. And then the second thing is that because there's no cure for this problem yet, there's no medicine that we know of. So the only thing that you can rely on is your own immunity. And the best thing to do right now is to, sort of work on your immunity by having a lot of vitamin C rich food, green vegetables, and you can have uh, clove and tulsi tea in the morning. That is very helpful. It boosts your immunity. I went through all the stages of COVID. I had the sore throat, I had the chest pain, I had the coughing and the discomfort in the chest. Then I had I had fever for prolonged period, and I had like lost my sense of taste and smell also at some point. Then it all started reducing also. So 2 days later, it reduced. Then my fever reduced, and then the coughing was the last thing that went away. They did give me hydrochloroquinol,
Okay.
and there are some side effects that come with that medicine, that you will feel the weakness, and you really need to eat for that medicine to work well. For people who do not have a history of any disease, they'll be kept for 5 days, and their bodies will be monitored, and then there'll be one test that happens. So they'll see in that test whether it's positive or negative again. And if that is negative, they're going to do a test on the very next day, and that should also be negative, and then you're released. And for people who are 60 plus or are at high risk, for them it's 7 days initially that they'll be monitored, and then there'll be a test. Yeah, so minimum of two consecutive negative. They were really helpful, and they did do their best, I think. And at some point, they also wanted to come and closer, and they themselves did not like that they had to be under protocol and all. But it's a really touching thing that they're risking their own lives for you. Was talking to a lot of my friends. Wow. And family, and I kept myself engaged in things that I like to do. So I was writing, I write blogs. I have this page on Instagram. I had all the time to sort of write on it. So I was doing that. The lack of sort of psychological support from people around you is only going to worsen the disease for the person. Be psychologically supportive to everyone. And if you can do that as neighbors, as the same community people, as the people from the same society, I think we are going to get through this problem really maturely. That's really what is needed, I feel. When I was there, I wrote one thing. It's like a stair that is leading into water. And if you know that there's a boat, then you'll all sail. So just find the boat. And that's what I think everyone needs to do now here. That, just find that boat for yourself and everyone will sail.